crowds who gathered in the palace courtyard. Then, to the delight of the spectators, the reflecting pool across from the palace erupted in flames, and from the fiery waters would rise a serpent, or a chorus of singing sea nymphs, or the twisting, tentacled kraken, each paying homage to their king. The other four worlds, linked to Atlantis by wide, arced bridges, were no less magical. The one to the southwest, Enchanted Island, was a favorite of younger guests, a land of sweet whimsy and mild wicked witch frights. There, visitors could stroll down Animation Alley, or travel in jeeps, in miniature boats, or on flying carpets, through scenes from their favorite fairy tales, TV shows, and movies. Just to the north was Timescape Island, where disparate lands and time periods flowed together seamlessly. The Lost World, a lush, prehistoric jungle inhabited by huge dinosaurs and giant apes, was just a short walk from the ancient cities and Roman Colosseum. Those, in turn, morphed into the heart of Africa and the Barbary Coast, with its 6 times daily pirate battles. Guests with an eye to the future took the Southeast Bridge to Inspiration Island and its incredible visionary attractions. At every intersection, genial robots greeted visitors and ushered them to Skytown, where flying cars zipped by cluster homes in layer-cake neighborhoods, or toward the Exploratorium, where the latest in technology was always on display. Guests could also visit the huge working biopods, which replicated what self-sustaining space colonies might look like, climb the moving sculptures in the kinetic playground, or talk to holographs of fictional and historical figures in the silver-paneled holodome. The final world was Nightmare Island, where it was permanently Halloween. Visitors who had overdosed on the bright colors and wholesome entertainment on the rest of the islands could wander past an ominous, iron-fanged gate to visit the central city of Necropolis, or venture up the haunted hill to where Dracula's castle peered down from just beyond the howling forest. Not surprisingly, this island was most popular with teenagers. Despite its size and complexity, the huge park ran flawlessly. Its atomic power station was actually a government-subsidized prototype for cities not yet built. It could generate electricity for years using a minimum of resources, including the waste that visitors were always providing in abundant supplies. And an elaborate computer management system controlled everything on the islands, from the lights to the rides to the recycling plant. The minimal human staff liked to joke that people were almost unnecessary. With its perfectly imagined attractions and state-of-the-art engineering, nothing would ever stop Isles of Wonder from being, in the words of its founders and the prayers of its stockholders, the most magical place on Earth. And nothing ever did. Until the plague. The horror began quietly, almost imperceptibly, as children laughed on the rides, wandered through souvenir shops, or stared at the audio-animatronic figures. Parents and older siblings began stumbling as they walked, or collapsed beside them on the rides, or slumped on the park benches where they waited patiently for family members who had more energy than they. And then the panic started, the screaming, the mad rush for the exits. People swarmed onto the ferries, stormed the monorails. Some even leaped into the lagoon, trying desperately to leave the insanity behind them. But it all happened too fast. The 4 ferries